everybody, GT here from GT's Barbecue. Today I'm going to smoke some cheese. I guess it's the middle of October. The weather's finally cool enough, I think, to keep the temps down. You want to smoke cheese in between 50 degrees and no hotter than 90 degrees on whatever smoker you use. I'm going to use an Amazing Smoke Tube inside my Weber Smoky Mountain today, but the Amazing Smoke Tube will work in any smoker. So even if it's a gas grill, you can put that thing in there. Just keep an eye on the temps, and whatever you do, don't let it climb above 90 degrees ambient inside the environment, and you're going to be fine. So I actually did a video on this a while back, and I've done quite a few smokes since then with cheese and learned a couple things. So I wanted to do an update, kind of freshen it up. So I'm going to get this cheese started here in a minute, and we'll be right back. So I have an assortment of cheese I'm going to smoke today. I picked up a bunch of cheese that was on sale. I've got some Monterey Jack, I've got some Swiss, I've got some Pepper Jack, and I've got some Cougar Gold from the Washington State University. They make this there. It's awesome. You can order this online if you ever want. This is one of my neighbors. He asked me to do this for him. I'm going to give a lot of this away as gifts. But my experience has been, at least my wife and I, we tend to like the white cheeses better. And I'm going to end up cutting these down a little bit too. I find that about, I don't know, 1 by 2 pieces seem to let the smoke coat the outside and then soak in well into the inside rather than a whole big piece. So I'm going to get these cut up. We'll get them out on the smoker and we'll get to smoking. Okay, I'm going to get this cheese ready for the racks. This Cougar Gold cheese came in a can, and it had a little bit of moisture on it. So you want to make sure you pat it dry before you put it on. And I'm just going to eyeball this. Going to kind of cut it into pieces like so. And then a little tip, I like to save the labels from the cheese, so that once you vacuum seal it, you know what's in there. In this case, it's not too hard to tell, but once it gets smoke on there, sometimes this little tip will save you some time. And then these, we're just going to go right down the middle. Just like that. So I'll go ahead and get the rest of these cut up, get them on the racks, and we'll get them out on the smoker. Okay, I've taken my torch. I've lit this amazing smoke tube. Basically, it's a cylinder of metal that's grated, so air can come through. I just filled it with some apple pellets. I'm going to set it down. I'm going to let that get started. I'll let it burn for about 5 minutes. I'm going to blow it out, lay it on its side, assemble my Weber Smoky Mountain, and we'll get the cheese on. One of the modifications or ideas that I've learned is I'm going to go ahead and fill my water bucket inside the smoker with ice to help keep the temp down. Once again, I don't want it to get above 90 degrees ambient. It's not going to. I think it's about 38 degrees here this morning, so we should be just fine. But I'm going to go ahead and put ice in there, and hopefully that'll keep the temp down. So we'll get this cheese on here in a minute, and we'll see what we get. Okay, this thing looks like it's good to go. I'm just going to go ahead and lay it right down on its side. Blow out the flame. Go ahead and assemble the Weber Smoky Mountain. Get her closed up. I've got all 3 vents open on the bottom, and the top's wide open. I'll let that kind of get going there for a little bit, and then we'll get the racks on. So here's a little look at the setup I've got. I just got the cheese on down below on the bottom rack. I have the Cougar Gold. It's a little bit more of a crumbly cheese, so I may not actually turn that. I usually like to turn the cheese about halfway through, but my experience with this crumbly stuff is to just leave it alone. A little ice down there, and we'll just put this up on top. And we have our 3 assorted Pepper Jack, Swiss, and Monterey Jack. After a couple hours, I will go ahead and flip these over. I don't know that that's necessary, but that's what I'm going to do. You can do whatever you want. So let's get this rolling. Check on it in a couple hours, and we'll get them turned. Okay, sorry about the shaky camera. I'm going to do a little sneak peek here. I just turned these over. It's about the halfway point, so it's been a couple hours. I don't know if you can see, yeah, the other shelf down below. We're looking good. Got them all turned. 2 more hours, we'll get them inside, get them vacuum sealed. See you in a bit. Okay, it's been a total of about 4 hours now. Oh man, looking beautiful. Smoker's been running right at about 70 to 73 degrees. So it's perfect for smoking cheese. If it gets anything up around 90 or above, the cheese is going to melt. So this is just going to be beautiful and savory. The Swiss has a little different color. Pepper jacks in here. Monterey Jack. Another nice thing about doing this when it's cool, I'm going to let these air dry for a little bit out in the garage. You can put it in the fridge, and that works great. But if you do that, your fridge is going to smell like smoke for about a week. So, oh man, yeah. Get the Cougar Gold here. Like so. Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to get this out in the garage, let it cool off for a bit, get it vacuum sealed. I'm not going to taste this. It's going to take at least 2 or 3 weeks to cure in the vacuum seal so that the smoke flavor can permeate down into the center of the cheese. And if you tried it right now, it's going to be probably too strong. It'll be real smoky. So I'm going to let that cool for a bit, vacuum seal, and I'll probably get a picture of that after I get it sealed. Okay, so good success with the cheese. I have about 8 pounds here of a variety of different cheeses. It's all smoked up, it's all vacuum sealed. I accidentally threw away the labels I was going to use to put inside these containers, but my lovely wife, who's much smarter than me, reminded me you can write right on the sealed bag. So no need to worry about that. So I'm going to let these cure for at least 3 weeks in the fridge. They make great gifts, and I also have some smoked candied nuts that I like to hand out, so I might put that together as a little gift. So awesome. I'll shoot another video here in a month or so, and we'll do a little taste test. So as always, thanks for watching. If you're so inclined, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.